Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
A couple.
Hello.
Three.
Just a
time.
few. That's three.
We are back. We're joined by Ron, who fancies himself as the Macintosh evangelist.
Absolutely.
It's what the business cards say.
Guy Kawasaki, right? He was the first Mac evangelist.
I think he's the first person to use the name, but they had there were people on Apple's Macintosh like sales team that kind of had that role like a lot earlier, just trying to get people excited, get people developing apps and accessories. And that's why in the early days we've got a lot of weird like Mac phones, like people just throwing stuff at the walls to see what would stick.
Do you remember the Evangelist? There was a mailing list called the Evangelist.
Oh, okay.
That was created, and I don't think he was involved. They just borrowed the name, but it was when Apple was in the throes of death in the mid-90s.
Wouldn't they actually, if you're on the list, they would send you like brochures and stuff like that to hand out at
I don't know if they would send you stuff, but
like
it was a
Mac
place
user groups or something.
Yeah, it was a place to advertise opportunities to promote the Mac, to volunteer, or anything to get the community to kind of help spread the word.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe they did.
Was it CompUSA that tried to do their own store within a store, and they actually I think you've got a T-shirt for that, don't you, James? For doing that?
Yeah, they did the Mac OS 8 demo days, but that was so through the evangelist you'd find out that CompUSA was going to be doing these Apple days. But anyway,
yes,
we went too long on that.
That's where I bought my Quadra 610 as a CompUSA.
I had a Centris 610.
Oh really?
Not the fancy
Well, here you can borrow my FPU.
You never know.
Let's kick off the show. Oh, look, we got a shout out from Australia. All right, let's start this for real. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James, John, and Ron. This is episode 703 for March 24th, 2025. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. Ron's here because this is Macintosh. We're in the final week, right? So we're making one last push, and so you're here to evangelize Macintosh, but also to speak about your project, right? Is Global Talk? I guess that was designed to coincide with the month, or we'll get into that later. But
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Is that an accurate summary of what we got coming up?
Yeah, I think it was that, and you guys were giving away a car or something at the end.
Oh, that was last week.
Okay. Sorry. I hate to have missed it.
Well, I won it anyway, so
well,
saying that there was,
yeah,
totally above
I think
board.
It's one of those things where you say every week that next week free car.
Yeah, that's.
All right. Well, we'll come right back with the usual eBay finds just after this quick break. Okay.
After these messages,
we're gonna roll through this segments pretty quick so we can take our time with the Macintosh and Global
very
Talk
excited
discussion.
to hear more about Global Talk.
Yeah.
Let's see. Get some screens up here so we can see what's going on. And we will record in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take a look at eBay finds. Last week, there was the CD-ROM called Macintosh the Demo. We did a quick search and couldn't find an image of this anywhere. Hopefully one exists. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay $350 as the buy. Now, it's still available, or you can make an offer. The Apple adjustable keyboard complete set in box is still for sale for $299. Buy it now, or you can make an offer on that as well.
That'll be for sale for a while at $300.
I think so. Oh, if I can get a picture of it. There it is. And what else did we have last week? We had, this beautiful vintage, come on, show me the screen. Apple computer dealer sign.
That's nice.
From the early days of Apple with the modern Tectura font. And the saying, changing the world one person at a time. They had a price tag of $3,995. Or you can make an offer on that. So nothing sold. All right. We'll begin this week with This is Spinal Tap CD-ROM from 1994. Spinal Tap, you should be familiar with this, a comedy classic. And if you're familiar with Spinal Tap, you should also know that we're counting the days down to the return, the sequel.
I was going to ask if that's why this was on there. Yes.
Yep, coming this September. And is there a teaser out? I don't think we have a trailer yet.
I've seen pictures.
Stills.
Yeah.
Stills, maybe, yeah. No trailer yet. Maybe soon.
They have the requirements covered up there.
The requirements?
Yeah.
What do you mean the requirements?
Well, go to the back, and it says on the back where it says system requirements.
Oh, system requirements. Yeah, why is that? It's I think it's because it was the Mac version, and so they covered up the Windows.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they printed the same label.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these were dual, right? Sometimes some of them were dual.
Yeah.
They would include both discs, but in this case, it looks to be the Mac specific version. But this is, the glory days of CD-ROMs, right? When
this is pretty cool. Reading the description, what you're able to do with this. This is neat.
Yeah, and you get all this interactivity, and just if you were really into the movie, all this bonus stuff.
Voyager did a lot of really great stuff like this back in the day. Like they did A Hard Day's Night.
Oh yeah,
and where it was just basically you could watch A Hard Day's Night in like a postage stamp. And it had all kinds of if you think about the days before DVD extras, but kind of in the days after Laserdisc extras.
Well, this one does have the full 82-minute film in 16-bit Dolby Surround stereo sound. And then, of course, there's what else? There's bonus stuff. I'm trying to read through here.
Well, one of the things it mentions in the bottom is a smart search. Type any word and jump straight to that point in the film.
Yeah.
On a CD-ROM with more than 1 hour of QuickTime video, including outrageous outtakes, deleted scenes, music videos, cheese rolling trailers, original script. Yeah, and you would expect to see this sort of stuff on a Laserdisc. Remember the Ghostbusters Laserdisc had the script that you went through one frame at a time. But on CD-ROM, this has to have some serious compression going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Again, like A Hard Day's Night. Like it's literally like 120 by 240. Like, I mean, it's pixels. It's really tiny. But it blew people away when it was brand new.
Yeah, right. Hey, look, the video on my
computer.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to buy it now. Is $30, or you can make an offer. Looks like it's in really excellent condition. That'd be fun to take a look at.
I would watch the price, James, because if it doesn't go to 11, I wouldn't purchase it. $10 tops. Sorry.
All right.
I wonder if the person, if you did to make an offer of $11, if they'd be like, okay, fair point.
I'll take it on principle.
All right, John.
Oh my gosh. All right. I have to say, I loved the weird hard drives that came out when the original Mac came out. Interesting ones at the side where they tried to match the aesthetics.
Yeah.
But this one that makes your Mac look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame has got to be
the advertising slogan.
Yes. Rare Apple Macintosh Jasmine backpack hard drive, Macintosh Plus and others working. So we're talking a SCSI hard drive, and you're talking this thing that melded onto the back of your Mac, and it had a. I'm trying to see if the. All right, so yeah, the SCSI cable was on a short ribbon cable underneath. Mm-hmm. So, do we see how this mounted? What was it? Double-sided sticky tape?
No, you would take the screws, the easy accessible screws out of the back of the machine, and it would just it would screw into that.
Well, I also see that it plugs into where the plug goes in on the back of the Mac Plus, and then you plug the Mac Plus into the outside of that. So yeah, wow, that is crazy cool. Let's see if it has anything about. No. Do you see anywhere where it says the size of the hard drive?
It's like 20 megabytes or something.
40 megs. 40 megs. 40? This one is. This is a Backpack 40. Yeah, Jasmine Technologies. $475, which would be a steal if you got this for $475 back then. But now, who knows? It might be worth something to someone.
Where does it say 40? It says 20 on the label. So
look on the label. On the label on the back.
The label, it says
that one says 20.
Yeah, if you look at the other one, that's actually on the back of a Macintosh.
What's a different one?
40 there.
They just sourced images. Yeah.
God.
Because look how clean the label is on the other one, and all the gunge that's on that one.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so it's actually 40.
Did you guys also see that it has an auxiliary battery connection? Because this one's specifically for the Plus. So you got to think the Plus has its clock battery hidden back behind there too. So this has an accommodation where you could replace your clock battery.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Huh. That is crazy cool. It just says it is working. It doesn't have anything else description wise.
Mm-hmm. Am I to understand this comes with the Plus?
No,
it doesn't.
No.
Why didn't they? So why they have a picture of it on a Plus?
Yeah. Well, so maybe so you understand how it mounts on there for the
I was trying to figure out. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why they use stock photos of it off it when obviously they're going to take it off to.
Well, all right, no. So that one with the 40 must be a picture they found online to show what it looks like when it's on the back of the Mac. They probably don't have a Mac, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, they say
so. What you're getting is the one that you see sitting on the table.
Okay, now I'm confused because they do say it's working. So
they do, yeah.
Well, working when parked.
It works for the eBay auction.
Yeah, right. It works for the purposes of me sending it to you and then cashing the check.
It's a loose definition of work. Okay. All right. Well,
still waiting.
Have we said enough about that? All right.
It's a buy it now, and there is a make an offer.
Yeah. Okay. And lastly, the title is Apple Macintosh 1989: The World of Apple Desktop Media, VHS, and Marketing Materials. The description doesn't say much more other than they say it's new in styrofoam case with marketing letter. Mm-hmm. Not sure how new it can be from 1989, but we'll take a look at the pictures here. I have a special fondness
when you take it into the context of like the creation of the universe and then styrofoam existing. It's very new, very new.
Like the styrofoam still has that new styrofoam smell. Yes. So I have a special fondness for this because I sent away for this. There was like a mail-in or something like that, and I received it, and it's somewhere here. And it was just so amazing. Maybe there's YouTube. I should have looked if there's YouTube videos or somebody's uploaded the video of this. But essentially, there's a flying car that's featured in these videos, and they go kind of walk through the design process of how they would make it using the Macintosh and its various applications. So you have this video cassette, and you can see some of the products on the cover there. Styrofoam case, and so it's this own mailer and box all in one.
I think it's pretty cool that the styrofoam case actually has an Apple sticker on it down in the corner.
Is that right? Oh, it does, doesn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little paperboard like little thing that's stuck. Yeah, it's stuck on there. In a little inset. There's 1989, and then this letter. Thank you for requesting the Apple Desktop Media video. We hope it answers many of the questions you may have about this innovative approach to communications. And it goes on and talks about it and tells you to call your Apple reseller or rep near you. Let's
bring money. Call with your credit card ready. Actually, I got one of these at K-Fest a year or two ago, and nice. it was part of I'm thinking it was part of Roger Wagner's collection of stuff. And it's kind of neat. It's a neat video, and I think Steve from Mac 84, I think he has this one archived out on his. If it's not there, I think it's all on that like Apple Commercials YouTube channel for people that want to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the World of Apple Desktop Media. They have a very fair price. $40 is the buy it now. And you can make an offer. Maybe offer $11 for that too. All right. Well, that's it for this week. We'll find out how these did next week.
James, I'm here for a week in the future.
Yes.
Those overpriced items did not sell.
Oh darn.
I hate to be the harbinger of bad news, but
all right. Do we need to pull up something for reference for you, or are you just gonna wing it? What do you want? I'll pull up the Marcintosh website.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, the website be cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're in Marcintosh, and what do we want to say? Who runs it? Who's behind this? Are you one of the people behind this? I know
I am a member of the cabal. Of people that takes time out of their busy schedules every March to promote cool things happening on vintage Macintosh computers.
How many people are in this cabal?
It's a loose cabal. I'm not saying that it goes to the upper echelon, but one of our members was recently in the hospital for a respiratory infection. So if you bump into the Pontus, you just tell him, "Hey, feel better." So,
oh wow! And do you remember offhand? I hate to tell these. How far does this go back? Oh no, it's right. That's right there. I'm looking at it. It's only 2021. For some reason, I thought I went back further than that.
No, it's we've only been doing this for 4 years, so it's lasted longer than some of the other kind of events similar to this, and we're just really happy that people keep coming back year over year, and everything has kind of grown. Year 1 was kind of like getting the brand out there. Year 2, people got a little bit more excited about doing things. Last year was very cool because that was the first year that the Global Talk made its premiere. And then this year things it's year over year growth and new people interested in doing things and more people spinning up old Macs than ever before. I think that hopefully our efforts have paid off and got more people getting into the hobby or at least wanting to investigate some of the other ways that you can participate with Marcintosh this year. So
and so what is your entry for the month?
Well, I've been doing little things all month. I help manage the social media side of Marcintosh. So when things pop up on like Birdsight or Blue Sky or Mastodon, try to reshare those things, help promote the neat stuff that other people are working on. And honestly, kind of again, the whole idea is promoting exciting, fun things that people are doing today. Sort of centering around vintage Macintosh machines, and it's not necessarily just something where it's like, nope, you got to have an old machine and you got to do these exact things. No, we're just wanting people to have fun and to get the word out. And it could be, hey, I for the first time ever, I set up an old machine. I bought a machine on eBay and I recapped it. And I restored it, and now I got a new machine. We're playing Oregon Trail with the kids. that's one part of it. Or it could just be where it's like, I'm an artist and I made this picture that's evocative of Susan Carr's style of art. Or it could be, I wrote some poems about like when I was in school and I used the old Mac Classic in the English lab or something. So it's wide open that people can do pretty much anything they want to do. You post it on social media, you use the hashtag Marchintosh, and we try to share it and promote it. There's a YouTube playlist that Retrotech Chris, thanks again, Chris, for putting that together, that just automatically scrapes and adds new content that people are doing all the time. And
nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
Just watching the interesting things that people come up with. It's
right.
Yeah.
But anything catch your attention this year that kind of stood out to you so far?
There's been a lot. I think the thing that gets me every year are people first time Macintosh people, like folks that like, oh, I was a PC kid growing up. We didn't have Macs. Macs were like this thing that was like,
did you know that there was a book series back in the
sorry about that.
That's okay. It's they would be like, oh, well, those were the things that were in like the writing lab. Those weren't in any of the spaces that I interacted with. Or we had one in the computer library, but it had some card in it where people are doing Apple II stuff on it all the time. To see those people now that they're like, oh, I went on Facebook Marketplace, I bought a Mac SE, I recapped the power supply and bought a Blue SCSI, and then basically just like hopped on Global Talk and traded files or chatted with people or whatever. That's the thing I find exciting every year, like new people coming to the hobby, which was the goal the whole time. There's been a few people that have posted projects where they were like, oh, it's a new piece of hardware just in time for Marchintosh, like Ian Scott Polpo, the creator of the PicoGus, just this year made a modern reproduction or sort of a using a lot of, it uses some legacy components, but otherwise it's a newly redesigned board that replicates the Apple Talk option card for the ImageWriter 2. So that opens up, and that card used to be kind of tough because you remember the primary people purchasing that are going to be schools or a small business, things like that. But now those cards that used to be really, really expensive are now priced to own. So people have been dropping those in their ImageWriter 2s, putting their ImageWriter 2s on Global Talk, and then all across the internet, people have just been printing to other people's machines and doing little fun events.
That sounds kind of dangerous.
Well, it's you just leave it on when you're at home and you're near the equipment. Like my stuff's on right now. I've got a HP LaserJet 5M. So if you want to print a laser printer, or I got an Apple ImageWriter, or I've got an ImageWriter 2 with a color ribbon. So if you want to print color, but yeah, there's like there's a scavenger hunt going on right now. They're printing clues to people's machines.
That's
Some
great.
people are printing memes. but yeah, it's a lot of fun. People are just doing neat stuff.
That's beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got a whole stack of them. This is just this year. Last year's stack was pretty big too.
So one of the things I've always wondered about Global Talk is, has anyone tried to play Marathon?
Yeah.
Over it yet? Okay.
Yeah. And it works. It's really, it just kind of comes down to, you have to make sure that you're on the same zone as the person that you're gonna play against. Most of those games are pretty particular. You've got to be on the same Apple Talk zone, and really that's as simple as going into system the network control panel, and you can kind of set your zone in there, and that's it. You're on their zone. When they do the game sort of gather, you'll see it. You can connect and play. There's been people that have been playing Bolo and playing Risk and Net Trek and kind of all those, Spectre and all these old games.
Oh yeah.
So it's really, really cool. It's there's some people that all they do is the game all month. And then there's other people that are like, oh, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to fix something and make a little video. My Actually, I'll grab it real fast and show you.
Okay.
It was a little bit ahead of Merchantosh, but I did it just kind of getting things ready. Everybody's seen Star Trek 4, right? You know, the scene where they go up and there's like a Mac Plus sitting there, and they're going to design the transparent aluminum, and Scotty just starts talking to the computer, and I think who is it? It's McCoy, I think, picks up the mouse and hands him the mouse, and he just starts talking into the mouse.
How quaint!
Yes. So I made a microphone mouse.
Oh, that's
Wow.
beautiful.
So this uses Javier,
Yeah.
Master. It uses
3D.
his
That's
3D printed
great.
case, but it it just uses like the regular desktop mic. But no, it's all mounted in there, and you can hook it up to your Mac and talk to it all you want. So people did funny little nonsense projects, but a lot of people have done cool
John
things.
needs that. You know, he's got a Mac Plus, right? Autographed by James Doohan.
Signed by Jimmy
wow.
Doohan. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep. DragonCon many years ago.
Oh yeah. I got to meet him at a convention in St. Louis, maybe sometime in the early 2000s. So
yeah, that's would have been roughly about
Nice
the same
guy.
time for me with DragonCon. Yeah.
Lots of great stories about serving in the Canadian Air Force, I guess, during the Second World War. Yeah.
Yep.
I briefly flashed up this video you posted the other day. You mentioned Image Writer and Apple Talk, and so what was going on here on this day or whatever days that was going on?
Oh, this is so you've decided to recap your Image Writer 2L. There's a bunch of different models of Image Writer 2. There's the original Image Writer 2 that's kind of styled, that looks like it came out for the like the Apple II series. So it's kind of that fog color, sort of like the 2C, the 2C plus, or not 2C plus, 2C. And then later they released a platinum model that looks like the 2GS, that looks like a Macintosh and all that. And then at the very, very tail end, they released one last model, and it's the 2L, which not only did it have some built-in buffer, because that used to have to be an option. You had to either install like a buffer card, or you could install the Image Writer, or the Apple Talk option card for networking. So this printer is kind of ideal because it's got the built-in buffer without having to take up the slot. And then you can put the network card in it, and then you can print to it on your network. And it's much, much quicker, especially when you have like older Macs or like Apple IIs, because you send that print job and your computer can go back to doing things. Where if you've ever printed with an Image Writer 2, like a stock one, you got to wait until it's done. Because it can only send the data to it like 8K at a time. So it takes forever to print things. But those later models, unlike the earlier ones, also have a switching power supply. The older ones kind of have a hybrid power supply that it's got a huge transformer in it. If you've ever picked one of these things up, you know how heavy they are. But it's got a big transformer in it, and then it has a more of a traditional switching power supply on the other side of that. But the Image Writer 2L strictly has a switching power supply, and they all love to leak on the low voltage side. And so mine, I used it all last year for Merchantosh and with Global Talk. And then this year I turned it on, and it was like super unhappy.
Oh no.
It was super unhappy. And then it smelled like end of the day at the fish market. And I was like, oh, this is not good. So I took it apart and I inventoried all the capacitors that are in it, and did a quick teardown guide on like, this is how you take it apart, and you can recap your power supply, throw it back together. Made I think a Mauser bomb, so that way that people can go out and order their stuff. Great. And
because I tell you what, the few times I've tried to do something off a Mauser, dude, if you don't know, it's like, oh, this kind of capacitor. Oh, wait, this kind of shell for it. Oh, wait, this kind of. It's like, oh, geez, no.
Yeah, so you figured out exactly the parts, and so there's no confusion there.
It took a little time because you do have to go through, and I I feel your pain. But you do have to go through, and it's like, and they're older capacitors. There's not always like, because you're like, I've got it in my head, it's got to be like this many volts and this many microfarad, but they don't make the same shell size that they might have made, or the it'll be a bigger diameter or it'll be a smaller diameter, and it's just because things got more efficient as time went on. So I went through and just got the pair of calipers out, measured them, figured out what was closest that would work, and that's what's in the bomb. And before I put anything out there for anybody else to potentially fall in a pit from my own like overzealousness, I recapped my printer and ran it for a day or so just to make sure, and everything has been fine. So
great.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Are you getting your color ribbons? Are you getting those from the Mac Effects?
Yes. And as it sits right now, yeah, it's Mark. I don't think he has any like complete ribbons in stock, but if you already have a color ribbon, like you already have one, the case and everything, but it's just like the ribbon's dry or the little rollers have perished, I think you can reach out to him and you can just buy the ribbon itself and rebuild yours. And RetroTech or Die, this was a fun project I think last year for Marchintosh. RetroTech or Die on his YouTube channel showed a guide on how you actually can rebuild the rollers and how you can rewind a ribbon and use it all over again. So as long as you've got the plastic case, if you've got the housing, you can buy just the ribbon itself and roll your own.
Back in the day, one of the things that I volunteered to do when I was at a Mac users group back in the 90s was re-ink the ribbons. I had a little hand crank and just sit there. And
I worked for a toner remanufacturer in the 90s, and we did a lot of re-inking of ribbons for banks and stuff, just because they're like, we're tearing through. All we're doing is printing like a spreadsheet that somebody's going to look at one time. We don't need to buy another $300 Oki Data, ribbon. So don't forget on the black ribbons, you can re-ink them yourself at home with WD-40.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can just rejuvenate your ribbon and it'll be good enough. It may not be like just, like pop in with
redistribute the ink.
Yeah, it takes what's there and just kind of like unbinds it off the ribbon.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow, all kinds of cool stuff there. So just scrolling through the Marchintosh postings on Twitter, and this X-ray of a keyboard with hand and mouse, very spooky. Wow, lots of cool stuff going on. Well, hopefully other people continue to get involved, and
I hope so too. The global talk thing has really driven a lot of stuff, just because it's a way for people to not only game but like exchange files, print to each other's devices. There's a lot of people that had a Mac and it just sat at home. They might get on a BBS, they might connect to First Class or something, but to actually have other machines that you can connect to and share files and stuff is kind of a novel thing on these old machines for a lot of folks. So folks have really latched onto that, especially since you don't really have to have a physical Mac. There's emulators out there, like you could use QEMU, you can use Basilisk 2, Sheep Shaver, and marry those to your home network, and then use that with Apple Internet Router. Again, Paul Rickards did all the heavy lifting on a lot of this to figure out how to actually then poke a hole in your modern router and have it talk over the internet to other machines, just kind of using an access table. So it's not just wide open, but a port, like a single port on your home network, forwarded to a 40-year-old machine that has no idea what the code red virus is. It's probably fine. You're probably fine. But it's made a lot of people really excited about doing all this, because the cost of entry is really small, and people that don't even want to do that, going out to Infinite Mac, playing games out there, taking photos, sharing things, uploading old utilities. It's like, oh, my old Mac software, and here's all the images from stuff from a million years ago. Whoever's interested, go check it out. So, yeah.
Well,
if I start my Marcintosh project by, maybe by next year, I'll actually have it ready.
It's okay. It's the next month is April Apple, so that's kind of more Apple II kind of things. But
okay.
There's a lot of stuff that carries over. So don't. This is the last week, but it doesn't have to be.
In your heart, it's always Marcintosh.
Yes, Marcintosh can live in your heart all year round. What day is it, boy? Why, it's Marcintosh, Mr. Scrooge.
All right. I ended the segment right there. It was good on a hearty laugh.
That's great.
We'll have to, maybe John and I can scour the internet and pick out our favorite projects.
Yeah. There's a lot of neat
next
stuff
week
again.
at the end of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my big dream is I have a 19-inch CRT monitor that I want to put. I already got a old MacBook too. I want to play Crystal Quest with a trackball, like a arcade trackball.
Yeah.
So I already have an empty cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get to it because it's in my garage, but it'll be a Galaxian cabinet with a 1600 by 1200 resolution monitor in there. Bit of overkill for Crystal Quest, but hey.
That's still really a fun idea to have like an arcade Crystal Quest cabinet.
Yeah.
Next, you'll have to have the arcade Shufflepuck cabinet.
Oh,
because Shufflepuck with a trackball is a lot more fun than
I've never played
Shufflepuck with a mouse.
There's a lot of the mouse games that would be really fun with a trackball.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You just turn the mouse upside down, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta switch my brain backwards now too.
It's like they have those bikes where you ever seen the person try to ride a bicycle where the handlebars go the opposite direction?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just
jeez.
All right, let's switch to the news. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the news. I thought I'd just run through some of the heavy hitting auctions of RR Auction, because they all came to an end on March 20th, and we got some interesting prices here. So we'll start at the high side of this. So the Apple One that was for sale, that included a Daniel Kutke letter and some accessories, vintage monitor and keyboard and such. That one, they estimated $300,000. It went for $375,000.
Wow.
And that doesn't include the buyer's premium, which I think is another, I want to say 20 or 25% on top of that you got to pay the auction house.
What? Oh, gee,
something like that. Maybe it's tiered. I don't know. But yeah, that's not you don't take it home for that. You got to pay a little bit more. Or wait a minute, maybe that includes it. I don't know.
That one says with buyer's premium.
Yeah,
so that's
I don't know if that includes it or then you pay additional. Maybe it is included in that.
You know what? If you got $375,000 to pay for one of these things, what's an extra? It's like my jockey chauffeur will be by later with your check.
The Steve Jobs signed check, and they thought $25,000. It went for $112,000.
Well,
my house was $80,000. I'm just saying.
Well, how much is the check for? I guess is my question.
The check was for $13.25.
That was a terrible deal. That is just math. Oh my gosh.
I mean, look, it was he hand wrote Apple Computer Company in the upper left. It was written to the University Art Center on March 22nd, 1976, it looks like. Holy smoke.
Wow.
And then, how about a sealed original iPhone? Went for $87,000.
The battery is like exploded
that thing's
in there.
Just like
what's
swollen.
The point?
It's just like I'm surprised the box isn't bulging.
You think that would actually connect to a cell phone network today if you fired that up? Could you get singular or whatever to
Actually, if you brought it to VCF Midwest and then opened it, you might be able to get it because last year they had they had an analog cell phone, and then they had I think 1G or 2G set up in the hall as well.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
There's another check that went for $62,000 signed by Steve Jobs. There's a Lisa with a Twiggy drive, went for $56,000.
Wow.
An Apple One operation manual for almost $47,500. Incredible. An early Apple II went for $37,000.
Rare ventless case.
Yeah.
We know whose fault that was.
And how about just an iPod, original iPod, $24,000. I'll scroll down here and see some other stuff. There's actually a few things in here that I bid on, and lost.
Oh, there's the LPGA.
Yes.
Or JLPGA, rather. Yeah.
That one sold for $10,000, exactly what they estimated it would go for. Some Steve Jobs business cards from different years went for $9,151, almost double what they were looking for. The prototype, right? That Mac 128K prototype sold for $83,919.
Ooh. Didn't even include the keyboard.
Nope.
That's gonna
cost
you on eBay now.
It was a separate auction, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I think we'll see that
keyboard with the pull-out tray.
Oh, yeah.
Right. There's another
they have a whole collection of Twiggy software up there too.
Look at that Pong.
The Pong. It's just that Pong was so beautiful. Looks right out of a movie, like some kind of futuristic movie from the 60s. Yeah, that Pong went for $6,000. Let's see. I'm surprised. Yeah, that the Apple One replica, just a Apple One replica, sold for $54.70.
Yep.
Let's go there, John. There's the Star Wars arcade game that you have one.
That's $5,000 is about what the price is for those things.
Okay.
So,
yeah. A lot of this stuff went. There weren't any deals here, from what I can gather. They
nobody got away with. Nobody else bid on this. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there was a lot of attention here, a lot of action. The Pippin prototype went for $4,000.
Yeah. Gosh.
Oh my gosh. Even some weird prices on I don't even know that a Steve Jobs magazine on ink. When he's on the cover with an Apple II went for $37.50.
Is it at least signed or something?
No. No.
Wow.
Now this is I don't have this particular one. I have some other ones that he's on, but my gosh.
I did see that Elon Musk photo. He bought it himself. So
okay. I wondered.
That explains that.
There's
the keyboard. Yeah.
Keyboard.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Because it's got weird typeface on it.
Yeah. And also it's got the tray on the bottom. Just like the Lisa keyboard had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the command symbols. It just says command.
James, go down to that second photo from the left.
Yeah. Oh, from the left.
No, you did it. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the command card.
I would love to see what cards were going to go in there. That's really
cool. I wonder if they got around to making those. So that went for $34.13. One of the few that's went actually lower than the estimate, which was $4,000. Let's see what else is kind of cool going through here.
Soul 20 is kind of cool.
The which one?
The Soul 20. It's there.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any experience with that computer?
Yeah. Action Retro has one. He brought it to VCF East last year and was showing it off. He had a RAM module that he installed in it, so that's pretty cool. I just it's kind of one of those terminally kind of computers from that era.
Yeah. Let's see what else is here sticking out. How about this? The Wall Street Journal parody advertisement. Wall Street Journal. Let's see. It was the spoof, and boy, it went for $2,276. Oh, my goodness. There's a G.S. Waz edition for $18.80.
That seems a little crazy.
Just so you know, my laptop battery's about to die. So
you're going to be signing off.
I don't know how much longer.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, we'll hang with you as long as you can. I want to get down to the ones that I bid on. We're getting close. Because we talked about it last week. Actually, you know what? Maybe we passed it and I missed it. So I bid on the Falone Mr. Macintosh poster.
Oh yeah.
I must have skipped it because I don't see it here. I think it went for around $1,300, but I don't.
Wow.
I think I must have skipped it. I took it to about 1,000 and then bailed.
Was it to that point where you're like, oh my gosh, I hope somebody outbids me at the
kind of, yeah. I was very mixed feelings on what was going on. I was kind of losing my mind.
The Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
$1,000. Holy cow.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's the first game.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I've got a copy of that. It didn't cost me $1,000.
Oh no, it cost me a download link to Macintosh Garden, but yeah.
Anyway, we've gone long enough. But yeah, they're all still there. You can see what everything went for. That's all at rrauction.com. Sadly, I did not get anything, but probably it's for the best.
Well, if this is anything like R.R. Martin, the next auction will be in about 8 years.
That's good.
If ever.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll wrap this up here before John's battery goes kaput. Let's do the outro. 5%. 5%. Wow. All right. 3. We know those are not that accurate.
That is true.
Microsoft
could be another hour. Could be.
It's like your gas tank and how many miles you got left to drive. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that about wraps it up for another episode of RetroMacCast. John's laptop battery is about to die, so we need to sign off here quick. Thanks, Ron, for joining us and getting everybody hyped up about the rest of the month for Marcintosh.
Absolutely. 1 week left. Thanks, everybody.
And next week, as far as I know, we'll be back, right, John? Do you think so?
Yes.
We'll be around?
Yep.
Okay.
His laptop will be charged by then.
Hopefully. Hand crank.
All right. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay.
So before it dies completely.
Yes.
All right. So remember we talked last week about me putting Sequoia onto my 2013.
Yeah, I figured that's what happened. Something.
No. All right, so this is. So I went out there this weekend to use it just as is, and my Finder, the bar never came up. I was able to launch applications on the dock and everything. Finder bar never came up. Well, obviously this is a sign to go ahead and do the thing. So I got Sequoia on it. No problem. It was working great. Came out this evening to do it, and Safari launched, no problem. Any other non-Apple app that I tried to launch, I got this weird pink window where the application window should be. So it's my guess that the hard drive is starting to go flaky on me because I did a complete wipe and reinstall when I put the Sequoia on there. Like I said, it was working great. It was, just fantastic. Very snappy. Wonderful. So mad dash tonight to try to get my something I could do the podcast with. So,
$5.99 Apple.com G or M5 or M4 Mac Mini. Just it'll do it. It'll
Well, he's
just
got a
work.
Mac Mini. It's just not.
I've got an M4 Mac Mini now.
You need two of them.
Amazing. I need two.
2 or 3.
That old
Well,
one
I mean,
already
for
own.
what
It's no good. You just send it to me.
This
I'll
Mac Pro
dispose
cost
of it.
me $600, and for that much money, you can now get the M4 Mac Mini base model.
Yeah,
and they are amazing.
Yes, yeah,
yes.
It's pretty cool because you can get like 2 of those for the price of the Pro. So it's like, you either like it's a real Sophie's choice. You got to pick which one of your kids you love more to give the Pro model, or you just get them both the baseline model. Sorry if I ruined the ending of the movie for anybody.
All right. Well, we better go here before you just freeze up on us.
Yeah, 1%.
1%.
1%. Okay.
Yeah,
you are now officially the 1%, John. All right. We'll see you later. We'll play a little. Oh, did he just?
Yeah, that was it.
No, I think
that was it.
I think he actually.
All the electrons gave up at once.
I'm going to play the outro,